A lot of guys think the path to a woman's heart is paved with expensive gifts, fancy dinners, and grand gestures. We focus on what we can buy her, and completely miss what she's starving for on an emotional level. We operate on the flawed assumption that showing our value means showing our net worth, and when the connection still feels shallow, we're left confused, frustrated, and wondering what we're doing wrong. We think we're checking all the boxes, but the relationship itself feels empty. What if I told you the things she secretly craves can't be bought? That the foundation of a powerful, lasting attraction has almost nothing to do with your wallet and everything to do with how you make her feel when she's with you. Today, we're breaking down 7 practical things you can start doing right now to build an unbreakable bond and make her feel truly seen by you. And the first one is something most guys are getting wrong every single day. The first thing a woman deeply craves, more than any fancy dinner or gift, is your undivided presence. Here's the problem. In our world, we've all become masters of distraction. When a woman is talking, most men are only half listening. Their body is there, but their mind is somewhere else. On the project due tomorrow, the game they're missing, or worst of all, on the phone in their hand. We listen with the intent to reply, to fix it, to solve the problem so we can move on. We treat her feelings like an item on a to-do list, and that's incredibly destructive. When you're physically present but mentally absent, you're sending one clear message. Whatever is on my mind is more important than you. It makes her feel unheard, and even worse, unseen. This creates a quiet but powerful sense of emotional isolation, and she starts to believe her feelings are a burden. Over time, this chips away at the very foundation of intimacy, leaving her feeling alone even when you're right next to her. She learns not to bring her inner world to you because she expects it to be met with a distraction or a dismissal. The solution is to practice conscious, active presence. It's simple but not easy. When she talks to you, put everything else away. Turn your body towards her, make eye contact, and just listen. Don't just hear the words. Listen for the feeling behind the words. Your goal isn't to solve her problem unless she specifically asks. Your main job is to understand her experience. Before you jump to a solution, try saying something like, "It sounds like you felt really disrespected in that meeting," or "I can see how frustrating that must have been." This act of reflecting her feelings shows you're not just hearing, you're getting it. This kind of presence is a rare and powerful gift. It tells her that in that moment, she's your entire world, creating a profound sense of emotional safety that no amount of money can ever buy. And that idea of being present builds right into the second secret. The second thing women secretly crave is creating new, shared experiences together. The problem is that for many guys, the courtship phase has a clear expiration date. Once the relationship is established, we slide into a comfortable but deadly routine. Life becomes a predictable loop of work, dinner, TV, sleep. The dates stop, the adventures die down. The effort to make new memories just vanishes, replaced by the boring rhythm of daily life. You stop being partners sharing a life and start being roommates who share a bed. The issue here is that routine is the silent killer of attraction. The human spirit thrives on novelty, emotion, and growth. When a relationship becomes completely predictable, it feels stagnant. That romantic spark, ignited by new discoveries and shared firsts, fades into a dull ember. She starts to feel like the best days of the relationship are behind her. This isn't about being ungrateful for stability. It's about the deep human need for connection through new stimuli. A relationship that isn't growing is slowly dying. The answer is to be the active architect of your shared memories. This has almost nothing to do with expensive vacations. It's about intentionally breaking the routine. Plan a surprise picnic. Sign up for a cooking class where you'll both probably mess up and laugh about it. Go for a hike on a new trail. The activity itself is less important than the intention. You are communicating through your actions. I still want to explore the world with you. I still want to create new stories with you. Facing a small challenge together, like trying to assemble furniture, reinforces your bond as a team. These shared experiences become the private stories of your relationship, a bank of positive memories you can draw from, reminding you both that your story is still being written. The third thing women crave is one of the most misunderstood concepts for men today: courageous vulnerability. As guys, we're often taught from boyhood to be the rock. Be strong, don't complain, never show weakness. So we build an emotional fortress around our inner world, believing this stoicism is what makes us attractive and reliable. We present a curated version of ourselves, the guy who has it all together, who isn't affected by fear, doubt, or failure. Now, think about what this does to a relationship. It creates a huge emotional gap. If she only ever sees your strengths, she can never really know you. She can't connect with a fortress. It also creates an imbalance where she might feel like she's the only one who's ever scared, insecure, or struggling. It prevents true intimacy, which is about being fully seen and accepted for who you are, flaws and all. A man who is emotionally locked down is, ultimately, emotionally unavailable. She'll never feel truly safe with a man she doesn't truly know. The solution isn't to become an emotional wreck or to complain all the time. That's not it. The solution is courageous vulnerability. It's having the strength to selectively and intentionally share your inner world. It's admitting you were nervous before a big presentation. It's talking about a dream you have that you're afraid might not come true. It's saying, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. When you share a fear or a failure, you aren't showing weakness, you are showing immense strength and trust. You're telling her, I trust you enough to let you see the real me. This is an invitation. It gives her unspoken permission to be vulnerable in return, creating a powerful cycle of deepening trust and connection. Vulnerability is the currency of real intimacy. It's what dissolves the wall between you and me and creates an unbreakable us. This brings us to our fourth point, which is often the perfect medicine for life's seriousness. A woman craves a man who can use humor in a playful and connecting way. The problem is, a lot of guys get humor wrong in one of two ways. Either they are always serious, treating every interaction with a heavy stoic weight, or they use humor as a weapon. They lean on sarcasm that has a bite, jokes at her expense, or teasing that crosses the line from playful to just plain disrespectful. They use "I was just kidding" as a shield to avoid taking responsibility for hurtful words. This creates an environment of either boredom or anxiety. Constant seriousness is emotionally draining. It sucks the joy out of the relationship. On the other hand, humor that cuts or demeans slowly destroys her trust and sense of safety. She starts to walk on eggshells, never sure if the next joke will be a moment of shared laughter or a subtle jab. Neither of these fosters the kind of joyful connection she wants. The solution is to cultivate playful, shared humor. This is the humor that unites you. It's the inside jokes that only the two of you get. It's being able to laugh at yourself when you do something silly. It's that gentle, affectionate teasing that says, I see your quirks and I adore them. Playfulness is a sign of a healthy, secure relationship. It shows you don't take yourselves too seriously and can find joy in the small moments. Think about how you can lighten the mood. When you're at the grocery store, be silly for a moment. When you're doing chores, turn it into a game. Shared laughter builds powerful, positive emotional associations with you. The goal is to be a source of joy in her life, to create a private world with her that is filled with more laughter than tears. The fifth thing every woman secretly craves is to feel that you are her unwavering supporter, her number one fan. Here's a trap so many well-intentioned guys fall into. When a woman shares a dream or a new passion, the man often responds in one of two unhelpful ways. The first is dismissiveness. He might see her ambition as impractical or a distraction, signaling he doesn't take it seriously. The second, and more common, is the takeover. He immediately tries to optimize her goal, tell her how to do it better, or basically manage the project for her. He sees her dream as another problem he needs to solve. Both responses, even if they come from a good place, are deeply invalidating. They communicate a core lack of faith in her abilities. Dismissiveness says you don't believe in her dream. The takeover says you don't believe she is capable of achieving it herself. It turns you from a supportive partner into a critic or a micromanager. This crushes her confidence and creates resentment, making her unlikely to share her big ideas with you again. The solution is to shift your mindset from manager to champion. Your role is not to direct her journey, but to be the solid ground she can stand on while she reaches for her own goals. This starts with genuine interest. Ask real questions about her passions. Say the powerful words, "I'm so proud of you." Ask the even more powerful question, "How can I support you with this?" Celebrate her wins with her, no matter how small they seem. More importantly, be her encouragement when she faces setbacks. Remind her of her own strength when she's full of doubt. True support isn't about solving her problems for her, it's about creating an emotional climate where she feels safe enough to take risks and strong enough to succeed on her own terms. When she knows you are unconditionally in her corner, it creates a bond of loyalty that is truly unbreakable. Now, this next point might sound like a contradiction after we just talked about vulnerability, but it's crucial for long-term attraction. The sixth thing women crave is a healthy dose of mystery and unpredictability. The problem is that relationships can become too predictable. You know his every routine, every story, every response. While that comfort provides security, too much of it leads to staleness. The romantic tension, the excitement of the unknown that defined the beginning of your relationship, just disappears. When you feel like you know everything there is to know about someone, it's easy to start taking them for granted. The dynamic shifts from passionate partners to comfortable roommates. The real danger here is that a lack of intrigue kills polarity. Attraction thrives on a certain amount of tension and suspense. When everything is laid out on the table and the future is a perfectly straight, predictable line, the emotional chase is over. This isn't about playing games, it's about the fundamental human desire for excitement and the allure of something not yet fully understood. When the mystery is gone, the romantic energy can flatline. The solution is to intentionally create a bit of positive unpredictability. This isn't about being secretive or dishonest. It's about showing her that you are still a man with layers she has yet to discover. Keep your own hobbies and friendships. Having a life and passions outside of the relationship makes you a more interesting person inside the relationship. Surprise her sometimes. Don't wait for a birthday to plan a special night out. Send a text in the middle of the day that says, "I have a surprise for you tonight." Create anticipation. This hint of mystery keeps her on her toes in a good way. It makes her wonder what you're thinking. It reminds her that you are your own man, with your own world, and that she is lucky to be a central part of it. This isn't about withholding. It's about leading the relationship into exciting new territory. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and arguably most important craving, the one that holds everything else together: clear and communicated intention. The biggest mistake guys make here is assumption. We assume our actions speak for themselves. We think, "I'm here, aren't I? I spend my time with her. Isn't it obvious that I'm committed?" We believe our presence alone is enough of a declaration. For a woman, this is a recipe for anxiety and insecurity. Her mind does not do well with ambiguity about her relationship. When a man's intentions are unclear, she's left to guess, to analyze, and often to worry. Is this serious? Where is this going? Does he feel the same way I do? That uncertainty forces her to hold a part of herself back to stay safe. She can't fully open her heart to a relationship when its future is a giant question mark. The solution is the pinnacle of masculine leadership. Provide clarity, use your words, be direct, honest, and clear about your feelings and intentions. It is your job to put her doubts to rest. This can be as simple as saying, "I want you to know that I'm not seeing anyone else, and I'm really excited about where this is going with us." Or later on, "Building a future with you is my priority." Women need to hear how you feel, often. These verbal affirmations aren't a sign of weakness, they're a sign of profound strength and confidence. You remove the burden of guessing from her shoulders and replace it with the security of knowing. When you provide this clarity, you give her the ultimate gift: the emotional freedom to love you without fear. So, which of these 7 points hit home for you the most? Which one represents the biggest shift you could make in your own relationship starting today? Drop a comment below and let us know. Your insight could really help another guy watching this. And if you got some value out of this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building stronger, deeper connections. So, there you have it. The 7 things women secretly crave. It was never about the money in your bank account, but about the emotional value you bring. She craves your undivided presence, new shared experiences, your courageous vulnerability and playful humor. She craves your unwavering support, a touch of healthy mystery, and most of all, the security of your clear and communicated intentions. Most guys will keep focusing on the surface level, wondering why their relationships feel hollow. But the men who understand and use these 7 ideas are the ones who build the kind of unbreakable bonds and passionate connections that actually last. True intimacy isn't built in a few grand gestures, it's forged in the small, consistent, and intentional things you do every single day to make her feel seen, valued, and safe with you. That is the ultimate secret.